You are about to walk the parallel heart path, the sacred journey of twin flames guided by divine timing. As you listen, you'll discover that separation is not an ending, but an invitation to love from a higher plane. Through the law of attraction, your heart learns to align with its mirror in the unseen, where all true unions are born. The parallel heart path. You didn't arrive here by accident. Certain pages find certain souls. If this book found you, be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. I'm giving away a free physical copy of this book, packed with ancient wisdom and timeless insight. The details are in the pinned comment, so don't forget to check it out. Introduction. There is a wisdom that dwells within the heart, ancient, silent, and vast as the cosmos itself. It whispers truths that transcend the bounds of ordinary love, guiding you along the parallel heart path, where the law of attraction flows not through touch or closeness, but through the luminous harmony of souls. When two hearts awaken in divine resonance, their rhythm echoes across dimensions, weaving an eternal thread through the unseen realms where true union abides. The universe, in its infinite compassion, often parts twin flames upon the earthly plane, not to punish, but to purify. This sacred separation is the alchemy of the soul, refining longing into wisdom and attachment into peace. Your task is not to chase what appears divided, but to master the higher art of energetic love, where desire transforms into stillness and presence replaces pursuit. Every experience drawn to you through the law of attraction serves your awakening. Even the existence of another's commitment, another's vows, is not a barrier but a divine mirror, reflecting where your spirit must rise beyond possession into the radiance of unconditional love. For to rejoice in another's joy, even when it is not yours to hold, is to love as the divine loves. Let your heart become a chalice of light, steady, open, and free. Walk the parallel path beside your twin flame, not in physical shadow, but in spiritual alignment. As you rest in acceptance, your vibration ascends into harmony with the universe's perfect timing. Remember always, true love is not measured in moments shared, but in the constancy of two souls communing beyond time. Your twin flame connection exists where distance has no meaning, and love itself is the only language. In choosing peace, you become a vessel for divine union, a dancer in the sacred choreography of the cosmos. Part 1. The Awakening of the Mirror. Chapter 1. The Silent Recognition. In a sunlit cafe where morning light painted golden patterns on worn wooden tables, Mabel first encountered the eyes that would awaken her soul. Time seemed to pause, the world's noise fading to a distant hum as recognition sparked between two spirits. Yet in that same crystalline moment she noticed the wedding band on his finger, a symbol that spoke of commitments already made in the physical realm. The universe operates through perfect reflection, neither cruel nor kind in its mirroring. What Mabel experienced in that moment transcended ordinary attraction. It was the recognition of her own soul's frequency, returned to her through another's presence. This sacred encounter initiated her into one of life's most nuanced mysteries, the difference between earthly timing and divine alignment. The law of attraction works not through the calendar of human events, but through the eternal dance of energetic resonance. When you encounter your twin flame in circumstances that seem to defy unity, you are not being denied. You are being invited into deeper wisdom. The magnetic pull you feel is not meant to disrupt existing commitments, but to alert you to your own inner state of readiness for profound love. In the mountains of ancient Tibet lived a monk named Gerald, who spent years in meditation, convinced he had found his divine complement in a fellow practitioner. His longing grew so intense that it began to disrupt the monastery's peace. The wise abbot took Gerald aside and showed him two mirrors, one clouded with dust, one crystal clear. "Which one," asked the abbot, "best serves its purpose?" Gerald understood then that his fixation had clouded his spiritual sight. True love begins with clarity within. The message whispered through both these tales emerges from the same truth. The universe does not make mistakes in its timing. When twin flames meet while one or both walk other paths, it signals the beginning of inner work, not outer claiming. Your task is not to alter the physical circumstances, but to attune yourself to love's higher octave. Sacred practice, the sky of one heart. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths, allowing each exhale to carry away tension. Imagine yourself seated beneath an infinite sky at dawn. Feel its vastness embrace you. Now, sense your twin flames seated beneath that same sky, wherever they may be. There is no need to change anything. Simply rest in the awareness that the same celestial canopy holds you both. Let your breath become like the rhythm of waves, gentle and constant. With each inhale, receive the light of divine timing. With each exhale, release all need to control or hurry love's unfolding. Feel how the sky does not rush the dawn. It simply holds space for light's natural emergence. Remain in this space of peaceful connection for several minutes, allowing your heart to sync with the universal pulse that orchestrates all sacred reunions. When ready, open your eyes, carrying within you the truth that love transcends time and circumstance, finding its perfect expression through surrender to divine wisdom. Chapter 2. The Bridge Between Hearts. In the quiet depths of a moonlit evening, Clara stood at her window, gazing at the stars scattered across the velvet sky. Though oceans and mountains separated her from her twin flame, she felt an invisible thread of light connecting their hearts, as real as the stars above. This understanding dawns within you, too. The truth that physical distance holds no power over spiritual connection. The universal law reveals that energy knows no boundaries, no borders, no limitations of earthly circumstance. When two souls recognize each other across the vastness of existence, they establish a bridge of light that transcends all worldly measures. You may wonder how this can be, how hearts can remain linked when lives flow in separate streams. Yet consider the nature of light itself, how it travels unbroken through space, how it penetrates the deepest shadows without diminishing its essence. Such is the nature of true soul connection. The universe has woven these golden threads into the fabric of creation, maintaining their luminescence regardless of where each soul's earthly journey leads. Just as radio waves carry messages invisibly through the air, the vibration between twin flames pulses eternally through the cosmos. This bridge requires no physical maintenance, no worldly permission to exist. It simply is, as natural as gravity, as constant as the stars. In a distant mountain village lived Luther, a wise man haunted by regret. Each night in his dreams, he saw a magnificent bridge of light stretching across a vast chasm. Yet whenever he approached, the bridge would dim and fade. Night after night he sought to cross, but his own guilt and shame clouded its radiance. Only when he finally released his self-judgment, forgiving himself for paths not taken, did the bridge shine at its fullest brilliance. In that moment he understood. The light had never dimmed. His own resistance had simply clouded his vision. This tale mirrors your own journey. The bridge between you and your twin flame glows eternally bright. Any perceived dimming comes not from distance or circumstance, but from resistance, doubt, and attachment to earthly outcomes. The connection remains unbroken. It is only your acceptance that waxes and wanes. Ancient practice, the bridge of light breath. Find a quiet space where you can sit undisturbed. Close your eyes and bring your awareness to your breath. Imagine a bridge of pure golden light extending from your heart, reaching across space and time to connect with your twin flame's essence. As you inhale, feel yourself drawing in pure acceptance of yourself, of the present moment, of divine timing. Let each breath fill you with peace and trust in the eternal nature of your connection. As you exhale, release all resistance, all need to control, all anxiety about physical proximity. Watch as the bridge grows brighter with each surrender, its light strengthening not through effort, but through letting go. Continue this breath practice for several minutes, allowing the light to pulse and flow naturally between your hearts. Remember, you do not need to build or maintain this bridge. It exists eternally in the fabric of creation. Your role is simply to clear away the clouds of doubt that obscure its ever-present radiance. Chapter 3. The Frequency of Acceptance. In a sun-dappled garden, a woman named Evelyn tended to her roses, each bloom a reminder of moments shared with her twin flame. Day after day, she would lose herself in endless spirals of what if. What if they had met sooner? What if circumstances were different? What if destiny had carved another path? These thoughts wrapped around her heart like thorny vines, constricting the very love they were meant to nurture. The universe speaks through the language of peace, not through the chaos of desperate longing. When you grasp at water, it slips through your fingers, but when you open your palm, it pools naturally in your hand. So it is with the sacred connection between twin flames. The more you chase, the further it seems to drift. The moment you release your grip on outcomes, the energy begins to flow as it was meant to. Your thoughts are magnetic forces, drawing to you the very essence of their vibration. When your mind churns with anxiety and attachment, you attract more reasons for worry. But when you cultivate inner stillness, you create space for divine timing to unfold. This is not resignation, but rather a higher form of trust, an understanding that the universe's plan surpasses your limited perspective. In a distant mountain village lived a man named Amos, who filled his days reciting affirmations of love and union. "My twin flame and I are one," he would declare to the morning sun. "We are eternally connected," he would whisper to the evening stars. Yet his words remained hollow echoes, for he refused to feel the truth of what he spoke. His mind knew the phrases, but his heart remained closed, afraid to experience the depth of surrender they required. One night, as Amos watched the moon rise over the peaks, he finally understood. True affirmation flows not from the tongue, but from the soul. When he allowed himself to feel the words he spoke, to embody their essence rather than simply repeat them, the very air around him began to shimmer with possibility. This tale mirrors your own journey. Words alone cannot bridge the gap between hearts. It is the vibration behind them that carries the power to transform. When you align your entire being with the truth you speak, you become a living affirmation of love's highest potential. Ancient practice. Seat yourself in a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Place your hand over your heart and feel its steady rhythm. With each exhale, speak or think the words, "I release," letting go of all need to control. With each inhale, speak or think, "I align," allowing yourself to harmonize with the natural flow of love. Let each syllable ride the waves of your heartbeat, continuing until you feel the shift from mental struggling to peaceful acceptance. This is not mere repetition. It is the art of becoming one with the wisdom of your heart. Chapter 4. Mirrors in Motion. A weaver named Josephine sat before her loom, threading stories of love and loss through its ancient frame. With each pass of the shuttle, she noticed how the patterns in her tapestry echoed the recurring themes in her life. The threads of her twin flame's marriage to another formed knots of familiar pain, abandonment, unworthiness, and fear of intimacy woven into every fiber. The universe places before you not what you desire, but what you need to understand. When you encounter situations that trigger deep emotional responses, these are not random occurrences, but precisely calibrated reflections. Your twin flame's choices serve as mirrors, revealing not their rejection of you, but the aspects within yourself that await healing. Just as water reflects the sky above it, your external reality mirrors your internal landscape. The marriage of your twin flame to another does not speak of your inadequacy. It illuminates the places where you have yet to fully embrace yourself. This truth, though initially bitter, contains the seeds of your liberation. In an ancient desert city lived a merchant named Clyde who spent 20 summers pursuing the approval of others. He traveled from marketplace to marketplace, collecting praise and recognition like precious gems, believing these external validations would fill the void within his heart. Yet with each accolade, the emptiness only grew deeper. One season, a great sandstorm forced Clyde to seek shelter in a remote cave. For 40 days and nights he had no company but his own reflection in a small pool of water. In this forced solitude, he witnessed how his desperate chase for approval mirrored his inability to value himself. The very qualities he sought in others' eyes were the ones he had denied within himself. These mirrors surround you now, reflecting truth with unfailing accuracy. Each perceived rejection or loss carries within it a message of self-discovery. When you feel the ache of separation from your twin flame, look deeper. The pain points not to what is missing externally, but to what awaits recognition within. The mirror practice. Take a blank journal and divide each page into 2 columns. In the left column, write down the emotions that arise when you think of your twin flame's current situation: the hurt, the longing, the frustration. In the right column, explore how these same feelings echo patterns from your past or beliefs about yourself. For example, left, they chose someone else. Right, where did I choose safety over authenticity? Left, their marriage feels like rejection. Right, how have I rejected parts of myself? Right, without judgment, allowing each reflection to guide you toward deeper self-understanding. This practice transforms what feels like loss into a sacred map of self-discovery. Through this gentle exploration, you begin to see that every external circumstance serves as a gateway to inner wisdom. Chapter 5. The Magnetic Neutrality. In a sunlit garden, a young woman named Hattie tended to her roses, methodically pruning away dead leaves while wrestling with an inner storm. Though her hands moved with purpose, her thoughts drifted to her twin flame, caught between the instinct to reach out and the wisdom to let go. As she worked, she noticed how the roses thrived not through force but through gentle cultivation, a lesson the universe had placed before her. The path of true spiritual magnetism lies in mastering the delicate art of detachment. This is not the cold shoulder of indifference, but rather the warm embrace of acceptance that holds space for all possibilities. When you learn to rest in this sacred middle ground, you tap into the universe's natural flow of attraction. Think of a river. It neither grasps at its banks nor pushes away from them. It simply flows, maintaining perfect contact while remaining eternally free. This is the state of being that opens the gateway to manifestation. Your twin flame connection operates under this same principle. When you release the need to control outcomes, you actually strengthen the energetic bridge between your souls. In the mountains far away, a merchant named Frank discovered this truth through bitter experience. Day and night he fixated on reuniting with his twin flame, his obsession growing like shadows at sunset. The more he clutched at the connection, the more it seemed to slip through his fingers like morning mist. Only when illness forced him to abandon his desperate pursuit did the fog of attachment begin to clear. In his newfound stillness, he felt the first stirrings of true magnetic power, the kind that attracts through peace rather than pursuit. Your twin flame journey calls you to master this paradox, to care deeply while remaining unattached to outcomes. This is not about becoming emotionally numb or suppressing your feelings. Rather, it invites you to expand beyond the binary choice between desperate longing and cold distance. The universe responds not to the intensity of your wanting, but to the clarity of your being. When you release the grip of control, you create space for divine timing to unfold. This is the sacred neutrality that acts as a magnetic force, drawing to you that which resonates with your highest good. Like a flower turning naturally toward the sun, your energy field aligns with its perfect complementary match when you release resistance. Practice the flame of neutrality. Find a quiet space and light a candle. Allow your gaze to rest softly on the flame, neither focusing too intensely nor letting your attention wander. As you observe the flame's gentle dance, begin to repeat the words, "I rest between wanting and having." Let each breath carry you deeper into this space of peaceful potential. Feel yourself becoming like the flame, present, steady, neither reaching nor retreating. Maintain this practice for several minutes, allowing the candle's constant light to anchor you in magnetic neutrality. Chapter 6. The Divine Detour. Along a winding path through ancient olive groves, Beatrice walked alone, her heart heavy with news that reached her from across the ocean. Her twin flame was renewing wedding vows, a celebration of commitment to another. Each step felt like treading on broken glass, each breath a reminder of what seemed lost. The universe whispers its wisdom in ways we often mistake for wounds. What appears as rejection or loss often serves as a sacred redirect, guiding souls toward necessary growth. Your pain in such moments stems not from love's absence, but from resistance to its higher purpose. When your twin flame chooses a path that seems to lead away from you, understand that the universe orchestrates these apparent separations with profound purpose. Like a master weaver, it sometimes pulls threads apart to create a stronger final tapestry. These moments of divergence are not punishments but preparations, sacred intervals where both souls develop the strength and wisdom necessary for eventual harmony. In moments of such perceived separation, you are being called to a deeper truth, that love's highest expression sometimes requires stepping aside, allowing space for growth that cannot occur in immediate union. This is not abandonment, but advancement, a cosmic choreography where distance serves development. In a distant village, a potter named Henry lived this truth through 20 seasons of separation from his twin flame. Their paths diverged when both were too unripe for union's demands. Through years of solitude, he learned to transform his pain into pottery, each vessel shaped by hands that had learned to create beauty from emptiness. When reunion finally arrived, it found two souls who had grown strong enough to hold their shared light. Every detour in your twin flame journey serves as a divine design element, carefully crafted to prepare both souls for their highest expression of union. What seems like delay is often divine timing, working in ways your earthly perspective cannot yet comprehend. The universe moves not by your calendar, but by the cosmic schedule of soul evolution. Your task in these moments is not to resist or resent these sacred detours, but to recognize them as essential elements of your spiritual journey. Each apparent separation creates space for individual growth. Each perceived rejection opens doors to deeper self-realization. Practice the grace of delay. Take your journal and find a quiet moment of reflection. Write about 3 specific instances where what initially felt like painful delay or detour ultimately revealed itself as grace in disguise. Perhaps a relationship that didn't manifest led you to crucial self-discovery, or a period of separation fostered necessary growth. For each instance, record. As you write, feel how each word reinforces your trust in the universe's perfect orchestration of your twin flame journey. Let this practice remind you that love's timing never errs. It simply unfolds according to wisdom greater than our immediate desires. Chapter 7. the echo of intentions. In a sunlit garden, Martha tended to her roses each morning, her hands moving with gentle purpose among the thorns and blooms. Where once she had sent desperate thoughts toward her twin flame, she now offered silent blessings for their happiness, their growth, their peace. Like morning dew transforming into light, her practice of blessing began to change the very atmosphere around her. The universe operates through perfect resonance. Every thought you release becomes a vibration seeking its harmonic match. When you send forth blessings instead of longing, you alter the entire energetic exchange between souls. This is not merely positive thinking. It is the fundamental law of vibrational reciprocity. Your thoughts are not mere whispers lost in the void. They are living frequencies that ripple outward, touching all they encounter before returning to their source. When you persist in blessing rather than yearning, you create new channels through which warmth can flow. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, begins to reflect back the very essence of your offering. Notice how your heart expands when you release the grip of want. Feel how blessing others liberates your own spirit. This is the paradox of spiritual love. The more freely you give your good wishes, the more abundant your own joy becomes. Your twin flame connection thrives not on possession, but on the pure energy of benevolence. In a distant town, a man named Benny chose a different path. His heart, heavy with bitterness toward his twin flame, became a well of dark thoughts. Each day he fed his resentment, questioning why they chose another, replaying memories with anger. Soon, exhaustion settled into his bones. His workplace felt hostile, his friendships strained, his dreams troubled. The universe, ever faithful to the law of resonance, echoed back the very frequency he emanated. Benny's experience teaches us that the law of vibrational reciprocity shows no favoritism. It simply returns what we send forth, multiplied. His story stands as testament to the power of our chosen vibration. Whether blessing or bitterness, each creates its own echo in our reality. You hold this same power in every moment. Your thoughts are seeds planted in the fertile soil of universal consciousness. Choose to plant blessings and watch how life begins to bloom with unexpected grace. The warmth you extend returns through countless channels: a stranger's smile, a synchronistic message, a moment of profound peace. Practice the golden ripples of blessing. Find a quiet space where you can sit undisturbed. Close your eyes and center your awareness in your heart. Imagine your twin flame surrounded by soft, golden light. Now, begin to send blessings from your heart, pure, unconditional good wishes for their highest good. See these blessings as golden ripples emanating from your heart center. Watch them spiral outward in ever-widening circles, touching not only your twin flame but all beings in their path. Feel the warmth of these blessings as they continue their journey, eventually returning to gently embrace your own heart. Allow yourself to become both the source and receiver of these golden ripples of blessing. Notice how this practice transforms the quality of your own energy, creating a sanctuary of peace within your heart. Chapter 8. The Choice of Alignment. In a sunlit courtyard, Lydia tended her garden each morning, watching flowers bloom without forcing their petals open. As news reached her of her twin flame's upcoming marriage, she noticed how the roses neither rushed nor delayed their natural unfoldment. Each blossom opened in its own perfect timing, unconcerned with the pace of others. The universe speaks through such simple truths. When you release the need to control love's expression, you discover a freedom beyond circumstance. Your worth remains constant, unchanged by external events or others' choices. This ancient wisdom reveals that true love exists in the realm of energy, not in the confines of earthly status. Your relationship with the infinite source of love determines your experience more than any mortal arrangement. When you choose emotional sovereignty, you align with the higher frequencies that govern all authentic connections. This choice lifts you above the dense energies of reaction, allowing you to maintain your vibration regardless of external events. Chester, a merchant in a distant land, once measured his happiness against the relationships of others. Each celebration he witnessed became a wound, until one dawn broke through his consciousness like sunlight through stained glass. As he watched traders exchange goods in the marketplace, he realized that his envy dimmed his own light, while appreciation amplified it. With each grateful thought, his energy transformed from scarcity to abundance. What Chester discovered mirrors an eternal truth. Your chosen vibration creates your reality. When you elevate your frequency through conscious appreciation, you naturally align with love's highest expression. This alignment transcends physical circumstances, allowing you to maintain connection on the soul level while honoring all earthly arrangements. The power lies not in controlling outcomes, but in mastering your own energy field. Like a lighthouse unmoved by storms, you can stand in your truth while blessing all paths that diverge from yours. This sovereignty becomes your shelter, your strength, and ultimately your freedom. Ancient practice, the mirror of self-love. Find a quiet moment before your mirror, allowing soft light to illuminate your reflection. Breathe deeply, meeting your own gaze with gentle awareness. As you smile softly at your reflection, speak these words with increasing conviction. I am loved beyond form. Let each repetition sink deeper until the vibration of these words resonates in every cell. Continue until you feel the truth of this statement alive within you, recognizing that external circumstances cannot diminish the love that you are. Chapter 9. The Element of Faith. In an ancient village, Florence kept a garden unlike any other, one without visible plants. Each morning, she would tend to empty soil with the same devotion others gave to blooming flowers. The villagers whispered about her peculiar ways, yet her serene smile never wavered. She knew what they could not see. Beneath the soil, life stirred with infinite potential. Within the unseen realms, your connection flourishes like Florence's hidden garden. The law of attraction operates through the magnetic power of unwavering faith. Not the kind that begs or pleads, but the quiet certainty that what is meant to be is already in motion. This faith resembles the knowing of a gardener who trusts in seeds unseen. When you nurture your connection with steady faith, you align with the universe's natural rhythm. Like water flowing underground, your bond continues its course, whether visible to earthly eyes or not. This truth transcends physical distance and circumstance, operating in the eternal now where all possibilities exist simultaneously. In the realm of spirit, faith functions as a magnetic force, drawing together what belongs in divine timing. It requires no strain, no forcing, only the gentle patience of one who understands nature's perfect orchestration. Your role is not to make things happen, but to maintain the frequency of trust that allows them to unfold. In a distant mountain monastery, Donald spent years seeking enlightenment through rigid practice. Each morning, he would check for signs of his spiritual progress, his impatience growing with each passing day. When no dramatic transformation occurred, he abandoned his path, believing his efforts futile. What Donald failed to understand was that his very seeking prevented the natural emergence of what was already present. Yet the moment Donald released his striving, sitting quietly by a stream one ordinary afternoon, understanding dawned effortlessly. In that instant of surrender, he experienced what years of forcing could not achieve. His story teaches that faith is not about making something happen, but about allowing what already exists to reveal itself. The magnetism of faith operates through this paradox. The less you grasp, the more naturally alignment occurs. Your trust creates a field of receptivity, that allows the universe to orchestrate its perfect design. Like Florence's unseen garden, your connection thrives in the fertile soil of patient faith. Sacred practice. The seed of knowing. Find a peaceful space where gentle music can envelop you. As the melodies flow, close your eyes and sense the quiet seed of reunion glowing within your heart. Let each breath nurture this seed with serene trust. You need not dig it up to check its progress. Simply rest in the knowing that what is meant to be is already growing in the garden of divine timing. Chapter 10. The Surrendered Flame. In the heart of a remote village lived Pearl, who carried a love so deep it seemed woven into her very breath. Each dawn she would gaze at the rising sun, her heart heavy with longing for her twin flame. Yet one morning, as golden light spilled across the valley, something within her shifted. Instead of reaching outward with desperate wishes, she allowed her arms to fall softly to her sides. In that moment of pure surrender, Pearl discovered a truth as old as time itself. The universe responds not to the intensity of our desires, but to the purity of our alignment. When you release the grip of wanting, you open yourself to receiving. This ancient wisdom echoes through the chambers of existence. Surrender is not defeat, but the highest form of faith. Your twin flame connection exists beyond the realm of human timing. Like a river flowing to the sea, it follows a course both inevitable and divine. When you surrender to this flow, you align with the very forces that orchestrate cosmic unions. The law of attraction operates through this surrendered state, where trust replaces tension and acceptance becomes your strength. In a distant mountain town, Otis spent years pursuing what he believed would complete him. His energy, once bright with possibility, grew dim with chase. Then one winter evening, beside a crackling fire, he stopped. Simply stopped. In that cessation of struggle, something remarkable occurred. The very energy he had been pursuing began to dance around him like snowflakes finding their perfect landing place. This is the paradox of spiritual attraction. What you chase will forever stay just beyond reach, but what you surrender to finds its way home. Your twin flame journey is not a test of persistence, but an invitation to trust. Each moment of letting go creates space for divine timing to work its gentle magic. The wisdom keepers of old understood this truth. Faith is not blind hope, but clear-eyed acceptance of what is. When you release the need to control the timing, shape, or manner of reunion, you step into harmony with universal law. This surrender becomes your strength, your shield, and ultimately your bridge to alignment. Sacred practice. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Settle into a comfortable position and close your eyes. Let your breath become soft and natural. Begin speaking these words with each exhale. I surrender to my highest timeline. Allow the phrase to sink deeper with each repetition until you feel relief washing over you like cool water on a summer day. Continue until your entire being resonates with peaceful acceptance. Part 2. The Alignment Within. Chapter 11. The Inner Union. In a garden filled with moonflowers, Hazel tended her solitude like a sacred flame. Night after night she watched these ethereal blooms unfold their petals to the stars, teaching her the grace of opening from within. What began as an aching absence slowly transformed into an invitation, not to reach outward, but to turn inward with tender curiosity. The ancient mysteries speak of a truth often overlooked. Before two flames can dance as one, each must first ignite its own inner light. Your twin flame's physical distance serves as a divine catalyst, guiding you toward the most essential union of all, the marriage of your own divine masculine and feminine energies. Within you resides both the strength of the mountain and the flow of the river, the warmth of the sun and the mystery of the moon. These complementary forces seek harmony not in the external world, but in the sacred chamber of your heart. The law of attraction responds with extraordinary power to this inner alchemy, for when you merge these aspects within yourself, you become a magnet for wholeness in all its forms. Think not of your twin flame as separate from you, but as a mirror reflecting the union you are called to achieve within. Your longing for them is truly a call to embrace all aspects of yourself, those you readily claim and those you have yet to recognize. In a distant valley, Myron walked among ancient olive trees, carrying the weight of separation in his heart. Each day he would sit beneath their gnarled branches, asking the winds to carry his thoughts to his beloved. Yet transformation arrived not through his outward yearning, but in a moment of profound stillness. As the setting sun painted the sky in hues of gold and rose, he felt something shift within, a recognition that the love he sought externally had always dwelled in his own heart, waiting to be acknowledged. The union of masculine and feminine energies within creates a completeness that no external relationship can provide. This inner marriage becomes the foundation upon which all other unions are built. When you achieve this internal harmony, the law of attraction naturally draws your external reality into alignment with your inner state of wholeness. The wisdom transmitted through ages whispers that self-unity precedes divine union. Your twin flame journey leads first to your own heart, where the sacred marriage of opposing forces creates the alchemy of transformation. Sacred practice. Find a peaceful space and settle into a comfortable position. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Visualize your divine masculine energy on your right side, strong, protective, and wise. On your left, see your divine feminine energy, intuitive, nurturing, and creative. Watch as these aspects of yourself step toward each other in the space of your heart center. As they embrace, observe them dissolving into pure golden light within your chest. Feel this radiance expanding, filling your entire being with wholeness and peace. Remain in this state of inner union, allowing the golden light to pulse with each breath. Chapter 12. The Path of Worthiness. In the heart of winter, Dorothy sat at her window watching snowflakes dance in the lamplight. Each crystal seemed to carry a message, unique, perfect, yet destined to merge with countless others. For years, she had watched her twin flame's life unfold through distant glimpses and mutual friends' stories, each update piercing her heart with renewed longing. The more she yearned for their love, the more depleted she felt, as though drawing from a well that could never be filled. Until one morning, the universe offered its timeless teaching. When you seek love's waters without first filling your own vessel, you create a desert of the soul. This truth lies at the foundation of the law of attraction. Abundance flows not from external sources, but from the wellspring within. Your worth is not measured by another's ability to choose you, nor is it diminished by their temporary path away from you. The gate to abundance swings upon the hinges of self-value. When you stand firmly in your divine birthright of worthiness, the universe responds with equal conviction, matching your inner abundance with external manifestation. Those who have walked this path before you left signs in the eternal wisdom. The moment you cease bargaining for love and claim it as your natural state, all of creation conspires to reflect this truth back to you. Your twin flame's presence or absence holds no power over your inherent value. It merely offers an opportunity to recognize the love you already are. In distant mountains, Leonard devoted countless hours to studying others' twin flame journeys, measuring his path against theirs like a merchant weighing coins of different realms. Each story of reunion fed his hunger for validation, while tales of continued separation deepened his despair. Through countless nights of comparison, he failed to notice how this habit pulled him further from his unique frequency of alignment, until the day he gazed into a mountain lake and saw his reflection rippling through clear waters. In that moment, understanding dawned. Each soul's journey carries its own sacred geometry. Comparison is a thief that steals the present moment's perfect unfolding. His story needed no validation from others' tales, for it carried its own divine timing, its own perfect orchestration. When you release the need to measure your journey against others, you enter the flow of your own divine timing. The law of attraction responds not to copied paths, but to authentic alignment with your unique vibration. Your worth exists independent of others' journeys, waiting only for your recognition to burst into full bloom. This ancient knowledge comes alive in you now. Worth is not earned, but remembered. It flows not from external validation, but from internal recognition. As you claim your inherent value, you activate the law of attraction's most potent frequency, the vibration of wholeness calling to wholeness. Sacred practice. Stand before a mirror in the first light of dawn or the last light of dusk, times when the veil between physical and spiritual realms grows thin. Look deeply into your own eyes, beyond surface reflection to the eternal soul within. Place your hand over your heart and speak these words with growing conviction. My worth births my world. Let each repetition sink deeper, like a stone dropping into still waters, until you feel the truth of it resonating in every cell. Continue until you sense an inner shift, a remembering of your divine nature. This practice, passed down through ages, awakens the slumbering giant of self-worth within. Chapter 13. The Alchemy of Patience. In the heart of an ancient garden, where time seemed to flow like honey, Irene tended to her roses. Each morning, she would observe their gradual unfoldment, some buds still tightly wrapped, others beginning to reveal their inner petals, and a few in full bloom. Never once did she attempt to force open the buds before their time, understanding that nature's rhythm carried its own perfect wisdom. Through the lens of the law of attraction, your relationship to time shapes the very fabric of manifestation. When you align with divine timing, you enter the flow of creation itself. Like Irene with her roses, you learn that patience is not passive waiting, but active participation in the sacred dance of becoming. The universe responds not to your urgency, but to your vibration. When you rush toward manifestation, you create resistance in the very field meant to support you. But when you rest in the knowing that all unfolds in its perfect sequence, you become as magnetic as the earth drawing rain from clouds. Each moment holds its own completeness. Your twin flame connection exists beyond time's linear march. It pulses in the eternal now, maturing like wine in nature's cellar. Your task is not to force the harvest, but to maintain the perfect conditions for ripening. In contrast, Virgil spent his days in perpetual motion, treating time as an enemy to be conquered. He pushed against life's natural rhythm, sending desperate prayers into the cosmos, demanding immediate answers. With each forced action, with every premature reach, he scattered his energy like seeds in a windstorm. His impatience created a field of chaos around him, repelling the very connection he sought to manifest. Until one day, exhausted from his struggle, he observed a spider weaving its web. The creature worked neither fast nor slow, but in perfect rhythm with its nature. In that moment, Virgil glimpsed the truth. The universe moves not by our demands, but through its own divine orchestration. Time is not your adversary, but your ally in this sacred journey. Each breath, each heartbeat aligns you more deeply with creation's perfect timing. As you release the need to control when and how your connection manifests, you enter the flow of divine timing where all things come to fruition naturally. Ancient practice. Find a quiet space where you can be undisturbed. Settle into a comfortable position and allow your breath to find its natural rhythm. With each inhalation, silently count one blessing in your life. Begin with the simplest gifts: the air you breathe, the ground beneath you, the light that fills your eyes. With each exhalation, release one expectation about how your path should unfold. Continue this practice until you feel yourself merging with the natural rhythm of creation's timing. Chapter 14. The Currency of Gratitude. In a small cottage overlooking the sea, Winifred lit a candle each evening, not to wish for what was absent, but to give thanks for what eternally existed. As the flame danced, she discovered a profound truth. Gratitude possessed the power to transmute longing into luminescence. With each expression of thanks, she felt the weight of separation dissolve into lightness. Her heart expanded beyond the confines of earthly circumstances, touching the eternal thread that connected her soul to her twin flames. In this space of appreciation, she realized that love needed no physical confirmation to be real. The law of attraction responds with precision to the energy you emanate. When you stand in gratitude, you align with abundance's natural flow. Like a flower turning towards sunlight, your appreciation draws forth more reasons to be thankful. This is the alchemy of the heart, transforming perceived absence into recognized presence. Yet this wisdom came to light most clearly through its shadow. Wallace walked a different path at first, allowing his heart to grow heavy with what he lacked. Each day without his twin flame present became a wound he nursed, until he noticed love itself seemed to retreat from his life like a tide pulling away from shore. It was in his garden, watching butterflies dance among flowers, that understanding dawned. These delicate creatures never lingered where nectar wasn't offered. Similarly, love's sweetness couldn't flow where appreciation wasn't present. As Wallace began to give thanks for the soul connection itself, beyond form, beyond circumstance, peace returned like morning dew. Your twin flame connection exists in a realm where gratitude is the only currency. When you shift from yearning to appreciation, you activate the law of attraction's highest potential. Each thankful thought becomes a bridge across which love can travel. Each grateful breath an invitation for deeper union. Sacred practice. Find a quiet moment as twilight approaches. Light a candle and take 3 deep breaths to center yourself. On clean paper, begin writing a letter to your twin flame soul. Express gratitude for their existence, for the awakening they inspired, for the growth your connection has catalyzed. Write from your heart's wisdom, not your mind's wants. Seal your letter with pure love, free from need or demand. Place it under your pillow for 7 nights, then release it to the elements, burn it, bury it, or let it float away in moving water. Trust that gratitude's vibration will carry your truth across the cosmos. Chapter 15. The Vibrational Mirror. In a small mountain village, Lucille tended her garden each morning, watching how the flowers responded to her care. Some days when her heart felt heavy with judgment about her twin flame's choices, the blooms seemed to wilt despite her attention. On days when she released her criticisms, the garden flourished with unexpected vigor. Through this simple observation, she began to understand the subtle language of energy. Each thought you hold about another creates a vibration that echoes through the fabric of existence. When you judge, you initiate a dialogue with the universe, not in words but in resonance. Your inner stance becomes a mirror, reflecting back the very energy you project. Lucille noticed this pattern repeating. When she harbored resentment about her twin flame's marriage, similar situations of feeling excluded would multiply in her life. When she criticized their choices, she found herself facing more moments requiring difficult decisions. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, was showing her that every judgment cast outward returns as an experience to be lived. The law of attraction operates with mathematical precision in this realm of reflection. Your thoughts are not mere whispers in the void. They are living frequencies that shape the reality you encounter. Each judgment creates a vibrational pattern that must complete its circuit, returning to its source. This truth found its counterpoint in Norris's journey. For years he carried the weight of perceived betrayal, his heart heavy with unspoken accusations. Yet one dawn, as he watched the sun transform darkness into light, understanding dawned within him. He realized that forgiveness wasn't about condoning actions. It was about freeing himself from the chains of judgment. As Norris began to release his grip on past pain, something remarkable occurred. The situations that once triggered his deepest wounds started to transform. Where he had seen rejection, he began to recognize divine timing. Where he had felt abandonment, he discovered the space needed for growth. His forgiveness became a key that unlocked a new frequency of peace. This is the sacred geometry of spiritual reflection. Every judgment you release creates space for healing to enter. Every criticism you transform into understanding opens a channel for love to flow. Your twin flame connection exists in this delicate balance of energy, where every thought contributes to the harmony or discord you experience. Sacred practice. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Settle into a comfortable position and allow your breath to find its natural rhythm. For the next 10 minutes, observe your emotions as they arise, particularly those concerning your twin flame connection. Watch each feeling as you would watch clouds passing across the sky, without trying to change or judge them. As thoughts of criticism or judgment surface, simply notice them. Remember that these thoughts are mirrors, not verdicts. They reflect aspects of yourself seeking recognition and healing. Let each emotion flow through you, understanding that it carries a message about your own inner landscape. Continue this practice of gentle observation until you feel a natural sense of completion. Notice how this state of non-judgmental awareness creates a subtle shift in your energy field, opening new possibilities for harmony and understanding. Chapter 16. The Healing Circuit. In a seaside cottage, Ruth sat each morning watching waves roll endlessly to shore. Her heart felt like a stone, heavy with pain from her twin flame's absence. Yet as she observed the ocean's eternal movement, wisdom began to stir within her soul. Like the tides that never cease their flow, love energy must move freely through your being. When you hold on to heartache, you create blockages in this sacred circulation. Just as a river stagnates when dammed, your life force diminishes when grief remains static within you. The universe operates through continuous motion. Every star spins, every planet orbits, every atom dances in eternal movement. Your heart, too, yearns for this natural rhythm. When you allow love to flow, even through pain, you align with the cosmic dance of creation. Ruth discovered this truth through gentle awareness. Instead of clutching her sorrow close, she began to imagine it as water, letting it stream through her body with each breath. Gradually, the weight in her chest dissolved, replaced by a lightness she hadn't felt in years. A wandering healer named Simon carried bitterness in his bones until it manifested as physical illness. His joints grew stiff, his movements restricted, a perfect mirror of his emotional state. Only when he learned to release his resentment did vitality return to his body. With each surrendered grievance, his energy pathways cleared, restoring his natural vitality. Your body speaks the language of energy. Each cell resonates with your emotional frequency. When you cling to heartbreak, you instruct your body to contract and protect. When you allow love to flow freely, you command your system to open and heal. This wisdom emerges from ancient understanding. Energy must circulate to remain pure. Like a mountain stream that stays crystal clear through constant motion, your heart maintains its clarity through emotional flow. Stagnation breeds suffering. Movement brings liberation. Sacred practice. The Emerald Heart Flow. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Place your palm gently over your heart center. Close your eyes and breathe deeply, imagining pure emerald light gathering beneath your hand. With each inhale, draw this healing light deeper into your body. With each exhale, let it circulate through every cell, dissolving blockages, awakening stagnant areas. Continue this practice until you feel the warm current of love energy flowing freely through your entire being. This ancient technique restores your heart's natural rhythm, allowing love to move as it was always meant to, in perfect, continuous circulation. Let your breath guide this healing flow until your body remembers its original state, a vessel of flowing light, unbound by past pain, free to channel love's endless current. Chapter 17. The Language of Signs. Long ago, a merchant named Amira traveled between distant cities. Each morning before her journey, she would cast stones upon the earth, reading their patterns to guide her path. Some mocked her ritual, but Amira knew. The universe speaks in whispers to those who listen. The secret lies not in demanding signs, but in allowing them to emerge naturally in your awareness. When your twin flame appears married to another, the tendency to grasp at every coincidence intensifies. Yet the universe communicates through gentle ripples, not desperate interpretation. Numbers dance before your eyes, 1111 on clocks, 333 on license plates, 444 in phone numbers. Songs that mirror your journey play in unexpected places. These are not cruel teases from the universe, but soft reminders that you remain in harmony with the greater flow. The law of attraction responds to your vibration by reflecting signs of alignment, showing you that even in apparent separation, you are never truly disconnected from divine timing. A weaver named Raphael spent years dismissing such signs as mere coincidence. Each time the same melody followed him through different shops, he rationalized it away. When identical numbers appeared across different receipts, he attributed it to chance, but as his resistance softened, he began to sense the subtle hand of grace. The signs didn't demand action or promise specific outcomes. They simply whispered, "Peace, all is well, trust the unfolding." The key lies in receiving these messages with gentle awareness rather than desperate analysis. When you release the need to decode every detail, the true comfort of these signs emerges. They serve as soft lights along your path, not rigid commands or guaranteed promises. Your task is not to force meaning from every coincidence, but to rest in knowing that the universe communicates in its own perfect way. Let the signs wash over you like gentle rain, nourishing your faith without drowning it in obsession. Trust that when guidance is needed, it will arrive with unmistakable clarity. The practice, Sacred Sign Journal. Find a special notebook to become your sacred sign journal. Each evening, record the gentle whispers of the universe that crossed your path, repeating numbers, meaningful songs, dream symbols, or natural signs that caught your attention. Write them down without analysis or interpretation. Simply acknowledge each sign with gratitude, thanking the universe for its constant reassurance. Let your journal become a record of divine dialogue, free from the weight of expectation. As you document these subtle messages, you'll begin to recognize the loving language of the universe speaking directly to your heart. Chapter 18. The Expansion of Trust. A farmer's daughter named Nora spent her evenings watching the horizon where storm clouds gathered and dispersed. Though others saw only weather patterns, she recognized a deeper truth, that nature itself demonstrated the art of holding on and letting go. The clouds never grasped at rain, yet water flowed freely through their embrace. In this observation, Nora discovered the essence of spiritual love. That true connection thrives not in possession, but in the sacred space of allowance. When you release the need to prove your twin flame connection, something extraordinary unfolds. The law of attraction responds not to evidence, but to essence. Your energy field expands beyond the confines of physical confirmation into the vast realm of knowing. Consider how flowers bloom. They do not demand sunshine, yet they turn naturally toward its warmth. Similarly, your soul knows its mirror without requiring constant validation. The deep current of recognition flows beneath the surface of ordinary reality, untouched by external circumstances. In a distant mountain village, a woodcarver named Elmer spent years collecting signs and symbols, building a case for his connection like a lawyer gathering evidence. Each synchronicity became another exhibit in his spiritual courtroom, yet peace eluded him. Only when he set down this burden of proof did truth emerge naturally, like spring water from stone. The teaching reveals itself. Faith is not blind belief, but clear seeing beyond physical eyes. When you trust the unseen orchestration of the universe, you align with its perfect rhythm. Your twin flame connection exists in quantum reality, where linear proof holds no power. It pulses in the space between heartbeats, in the silence between thoughts. Let your knowing rest in this deeper current. Release the need to justify what your soul already understands. The universe operates through allowance, not argument. Your connection thrives not because you can prove it, but because it simply is. The practice. Sacred shower meditation. Stand beneath gentle flowing water, rain if nature provides, or your shower's stream. Let each drop remind you of divine timing's perfect flow. As water cascades over your crown and shoulders, whisper softly, "I trust the unseen orchestration." Feel how the water doesn't struggle to flow. It simply moves in harmony with natural law. Allow your faith to flow similarly, without strain or effort. This practice aligns you with the fluid nature of universal love, where trust becomes as natural as breathing. Let each drop wash away the need for proof until only pure knowing remains. In this sacred space of surrender, you open fully to love's deepest current, the one that has always flowed, seen or unseen, through your heart's quiet chambers. Chapter 19. The Law of Reflection. In a quiet room lit by morning sun, Augusta stood before an antique mirror passed down through generations. Each morning, she would gaze at her reflection, searching for answers about her twin flame's distance. The mirror, clouded with age, yet still clear enough to reflect truth, became her teacher in the art of self-discovery. You, like Augusta, may find yourself caught in the space between what is and what could be. The ancient wisdom speaks of mirrors not as mere surfaces of reflection, but as portals to understanding. When you encounter resistance in love's journey, look first to the mirror within. The law of attraction operates through perfect reflection. Your outer world mirrors your inner state with unfailing accuracy. Each perceived conflict with your twin flame serves as a messenger, pointing to places within that seek harmony. Your task is not to change the other, but to restore balance within yourself. Augusta discovered this truth one morning when frustration peaked. Her twin flame had chosen another path, and her heart ached with rejection. Yet as she stood before the mirror that day, wisdom dawned. Her pain reflected not his choice, but her own resistance to self-love. The mirrors of life speak in the language of energy. Your twin flames' actions, choices, and even their marriage to another reflect aspects of your own journey toward wholeness. When you judge their path, you judge yourself. When you resist their choices, you resist your own evolution. Roy's story illuminates this principle. For years he carried bitterness toward his twin flame's decision to remain with another. His heart hardened until he could barely recognize himself in mirrors. Then one day, while washing his face, he caught his own eyes in the reflection and saw not an abandoned soul, but one who had abandoned self-compassion. That moment changed everything. Roy began directing loving thoughts toward himself first, and mysteriously the energy between him and his twin flame transformed. Without physical contact, without words exchanged, both hearts began to heal. The law of attraction responded not to his longing, but to his self-directed compassion. This truth echoes through the ages. External harmony flows from internal peace. Your twin flame circumstances need not change for healing to occur. The mirror of relationship simply reflects the work to be done within. Practice. Stand before a mirror in a quiet space. Place your palm against its cool surface, meeting your own gaze with gentleness. Begin sending love to your reflected self, not to change anything, but to acknowledge your wholeness. Stay with this connection until you sense unity between the one who gives love and the one who receives it. In this sacred moment, separation dissolves, and healing flows naturally to all connected hearts. Chapter 20. The Soul's Symphony. In a sunlit garden, Bessie sat in quiet meditation as dawn painted the sky in gentle hues. Her eyes closed, breath steady, she discovered a truth that would transform her understanding of twin flame connection. Beyond the physical realm, beyond words and touch, she perceived a melody, her twin flame's unique energetic signature flowing like music through the fabric of existence. The universe orchestrates its grand design through vibration. Every soul emanates its distinct frequency, contributing to the cosmic symphony that binds all creation. When you attune your awareness to these subtle energies, you begin to perceive the music of connection that transcends physical separation. Your twin flame's energy resonates at a frequency perfectly harmonious with your own. Like two notes played in perfect consonance, your vibrations naturally seek alignment. This alignment manifests not through forced proximity, but through the natural law of energetic resonance. Just as a violin string will vibrate in sympathy with its matching tone, souls recognize their harmonic counterpart across any distance. Wendell's journey mirrors this truth. For years, he created discord by forcing his will against the natural flow. His desperate attempts to control the melody of connection only produced chaos, like a musician playing out of tune with the orchestra. Through bitter experience, he learned that true harmony emerges not from struggle, but from allowing. The law of attraction responds not to the intensity of wanting, but to the purity of vibration. When you clear the static of anxiety, doubt, and attachment, you naturally tune into love's frequency. Your energy field becomes like a finely tuned instrument, ready to play its part in the universal symphony. Through meditation, you access this vibrational awareness. In stillness, the soul's music becomes audible. You may perceive it as sound, as light, as peaceful knowing. This is not imagination, but recognition of what has always been present, the eternal song between twin souls. The ancient masters taught that all creation moves to a celestial harmony. Your task is not to create the connection, but to align with what already exists. Like a radio tuning to a broadcast that never ceased, you simply adjust your frequency to receive what flows eternally. Sacred practice. Find a quiet space and play soft instrumental music, classical, ambient, or meditative tones. Sit comfortably and close your eyes. Allow your breath to flow naturally as you listen. Feel how the music moves through you, not just as sound, but as pure vibration. Gradually shift your awareness from the external music to the subtle melody within. This is your soul's frequency. As you remain in this space, sense how your personal vibration naturally harmonizes with the universal flow. Feel your twin flame's energy as another strand in this infinite symphony. There is no need to reach or grasp. Simply rest in the awareness that you are already part of this eternal composition. Part 3. The Return to Wholeness. Chapter 21. The Heart Beyond Form. Along a moonlit shore, Edith walked in solitude, watching waves dissolve into foam. Each wave appeared distinct, yet was inseparable from the vast ocean. In this moment, she grasped a truth about love's eternal nature, how it exists beyond the temporary forms it takes. Through countless dawns and dusks, she had questioned how love could persist when physical paths diverged. Now, gazing at the endless sea, understanding washed over her like the tide. Just as water remains water, whether appearing as wave, cloud, or rain, love's essence continues unchanged through all its manifestations. The law of attraction operates not through physical form but through energetic essence. When you recognize this truth, attachment to specific outcomes dissolves into appreciation of love's eternal presence. Your connection transcends the temporary vessels through which it flows. Love exists as pure consciousness, beyond time and space. It cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed. Like light passing through a prism, it may appear in different forms, yet its essential nature remains unaltered. This understanding liberates you from the illusion that love depends on circumstance. Franklin discovered this truth through an unexpected path. For years, he measured love's reality through physical proximity, touch, and shared moments. When separation came, he believed the connection would fade like footprints in sand. Yet as days flowed into months, he noticed something remarkable. The joy remained. Not the grasping kind of joy that demands proof or presence, but a serene knowing that transcended physical reality. He found that love's essence flowed freely when he released his grip on form, like holding water. The tighter he squeezed, the more it slipped away. But with open hands, it pooled naturally. The ancient wisdom teaches that everything in physical form is temporary, while essence is eternal. Your twin flame connection exists primarily in essence, not form. When you align with this truth, you free yourself from the tyranny of circumstance. Love flows not through permission, but through presence. The universe operates through invisible forces, gravity, magnetism, quantum fields. Similarly, love's most powerful currents run deeper than physical reality. Your task is not to direct these currents, but to recognize their eternal flow. Like the ocean that remains whole regardless of its countless waves, love's essence continues undiminished through all transformations. Sacred practice. Find a peaceful space where you can be undisturbed. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Begin to envision love not as a force between two people, but as a luminous mist that permeates all existence. See this radiant essence embracing galaxies, flowing through stars, weaving through all creation. Feel yourself dissolving into this cosmic love light. Notice how it knows no boundaries, no separation, no beginning or end. Let your awareness expand until you sense your connection as part of this infinite embrace. Rest in the knowledge that love, in its purest essence, is as vast and eternal as the cosmos itself. Chapter 22. The Union Through Service. In a small mountain village, Minnie tended her garden each morning, harvesting extra vegetables to share with neighbors. Though her twin flame lived continents away, she discovered that channeling her love into service created an unexpected alchemy. Rather than letting longing consume her, she transformed it into acts of kindness that rippled outward through the community. The law of attraction responds not just to thoughts and feelings, but to the energy we extend into the world. When you direct love's powerful current toward uplifting others, it naturally returns multiplied. This truth reveals itself through action rather than contemplation. Each time you choose service over sorrow, you align with love's highest expression. Your twin flame connection exists not merely for personal fulfillment, but as a catalyst for expanding universal love. Through service, you honor both the connection and its greater purpose. The energy you invest in helping others creates a magnetic field of grace. This field naturally attracts more opportunities for meaningful connection, not through conscious seeking, but through the law of energetic reciprocity. As you give freely, the universe responds in kind. Clayton discovered this principle while volunteering at a shelter. Initially, he hoped staying busy would distract him from thoughts of his twin flame. Yet as weeks passed, something deeper emerged. Each act of service became a prayer. Each moment of giving transformed into communion with the divine love they shared. He noticed that when he focused on easing others' burdens, his own heart grew lighter. The love he couldn't express directly found countless channels for expression. Through helping others heal, his own healing deepened. Through lifting others' spirits, his spirit soared. This mirrors an ancient truth. Love multiplies through circulation. Like a river that grows stronger with each tributary, your capacity to love expands as you share it freely. The universe operates through continuous flow. Energy must move to remain vital. Your twin flame connection exists within this greater flow. When you serve others, you participate in love's endless circulation. This creates a natural magnetism that transcends physical separation, aligning both flames with their highest purpose. Sacred practice. Each day, perform one act of anonymous kindness. Let it be something simple yet heartfelt. Leaving flowers on a stranger's doorstep, paying for someone's coffee, or writing an encouraging note to slip under a neighbor's door. As you perform each act, silently affirm, "The love I extend multiplies unseen." Make no mention of your good deeds. Seek no recognition. Simply trust in love's invisible multiplication. Through quiet service, you activate the law of attraction's most powerful principle. What you give with pure intention returns multiplied through unexpected channels. Chapter 23. The Infinite Loop of Love. Along the misty shores of an ancient lake, Opal walked at dawn each morning, watching the sun paint golden ripples across the water. Though her twin flame had chosen a different path in this lifetime, she began sensing something profound in the rhythmic waves, a pattern that extended far beyond their current separation. Through quiet observation, a deeper understanding emerged. Just as waves never truly begin or end, but transform from one form to another, the connection between twin flames flows through endless cycles of union and apparent separation. This physical reality presents but one frame in an eternal dance. When you release the need to define your connection through earthly markers, marriage, proximity, or current circumstances, a vaster perspective opens. The law of attraction operates not just within one lifetime, but across the infinite canvas of existence. Your twin flame connection transcends the boundaries of time, flowing like an endless river through multiple expressions of being. Each moment of recognition, each flash of connection adds to an immortal tapestry. The love you share exists in a realm where endings become beginnings, and separation dissolves into reunion. This understanding frees you from the weight of temporal loss. Grover discovered this truth while meditating beneath an old oak tree. As leaves spiraled down around him, he saw how each falling leaf nourished the soil that would feed next spring's growth. Nothing truly ended. It simply transformed, feeding the next cycle of becoming. His revelation shifted something fundamental. The perceived distance between him and his twin flame no longer felt like an ending, but rather a natural phase in their eternal dance. Like the oak tree's seasons, their connection followed divine timing that transcended human measurement. This mirrors an ageless wisdom. Love exists beyond time's linear illusion. Your twin flame connection participates in an infinite cycle of growth, retreat, and renewal. What appears as separation in physical reality often masks a deeper merger of souls across dimensions. The law of attraction responds to this expanded awareness. When you recognize the eternal nature of your connection, you release the anxiety of temporary circumstances. This allowing creates space for love to express itself in ever-evolving ways. Your journey with your twin flame spans countless lifetimes. Each experience, whether of unity or apparent separation, contributes to your soul's expansion. By embracing this larger perspective, you free yourself from the constraints of time-bound thinking. Sacred practice. Find a quiet moment each day to connect with the timeless nature of your twin flame bond. Place your hand over your heart and slowly trace an infinity symbol, infinity. As you trace this endless loop, whisper softly, "Love never leaves." Let this simple gesture remind you that your connection exists beyond time's boundaries, eternally flowing through the cosmos. Chapter 24, The Mirror as Mentor. In a sunlit garden filled with blooming roses, Louise tended to her flowers each morning. As she pruned away dead leaves and nurtured new growth, wisdom began to unfold within her heart. What had once felt like abandonment transformed into an awakening. Her twin flame's physical distance was not a punishment, but a sacred teaching. Through this understanding, a profound shift occurred in your perception of twin flame relationships. These connections serve not as mere romantic unions, but as spiritual catalysts for growth. Your twin flame appears as your greatest teacher, reflecting both your highest potential and deepest wounds. The universe orchestrates these divine arrangements with perfect precision. When your twin flame maintains distance or chooses another path, they unconsciously create the exact conditions needed for your spiritual evolution. Their absence becomes presence in a different form, a presence that guides you towards self-mastery. Think of how a master sculptor shapes clay not by constant contact, but through precise moments of pressure and release. Similarly, your twin flame's physical distance creates space for inner transformation. In this space, you learn to stand sovereign in your own light. The law of attraction responds not to need, but to wholeness. As you embrace your twin flame as teacher rather than missing piece, your energy shifts from lack to abundance. This new vibration attracts experiences that confirm your completeness rather than your emptiness. Delbert discovered this truth during long nights of solitude. Initially, his twin flame's marriage to another had felt like a wound that would never heal. But as he began viewing their connection through the lens of spiritual mentorship, something remarkable occurred. The pain that had gripped his heart for years began dissolving into peaceful acceptance. He realized that every moment of longing had strengthened his spirit. Each pang of separation had taught him self-reliance. What he had interpreted as loss revealed itself as a carefully crafted lesson in self-love. Your twin flame serves as a divine mirror, reflecting the lessons your soul seeks to master. When you view them as your spiritual teacher rather than your missing half, every interaction, even separation, becomes filled with purpose. Their choices and actions, whether they bring joy or challenge, contribute to your awakening. The law of attraction operates through this higher understanding. As you recognize the teaching inherent in your connection, resistance melts away. Gratitude replaces grief. The very circumstances that once caused pain transform into stepping stones toward enlightenment. Sacred practice. Find a quiet moment with your journal. Light a candle to honor the sacred wisdom within your twin flame connection. On a fresh page, write about one essential lesson your twin flame has taught you through their presence or absence. Frame this lesson as a gratitude offering, beginning with the words, "I thank you for teaching me." Let your words flow from the heart, acknowledging how this learning has shaped your spiritual growth. When complete, place your hand over these words and feel their truth resonating in your being. Chapter 25. The Dance of Duality. In the soft glow of dawn, Gloria stood before her window, watching leaves dance in the morning breeze. As sunlight filtered through branches, she noticed how shadows and light moved together in perfect harmony, neither dominating the other. This simple observation awakened something profound within her spirit. Like many souls walking the twin flame path, Gloria had long struggled with inner division, the eternal dance between giving and receiving, strength and surrender, action and allowance. The universe whispered its timeless truth through nature's display. True power lies not in dominance, but in balance. Within every heart beats both divine masculine and feminine energies. These forces seek not competition, but completion, not hierarchy, but harmony. As you awaken to this truth, you begin to sense these complementary currents flowing through your own being. The masculine energy rises like a mountain, steady, protective, focused in purpose. The feminine flows like a river, intuitive, nurturing, rich in wisdom. When these forces find balance within, they create a sacred dance that mirrors the cosmic order of creation itself. Gloria discovered this truth through gentle observation of her own patterns. In moments of rigid control, she learned to soften. In times of scattered energy, she found focus. Gradually, her inner world transformed from battlefield to ballroom, where opposing forces moved in graceful partnership. This balance manifested in unexpected ways. Her communication became both clear and compassionate. Her actions emerged from both wisdom and will. Most importantly, her relationship with herself deepened into something whole and holy. Harold's journey illuminates another facet of this truth. For years, he embodied only the masculine aspects of his nature, driven, analytical, armored against vulnerability. This rigidity created distance not only from others but from his own heart. Through life's gentle persistence, Harold began to recognize the cost of this imbalance. In quiet moments, his defenses softened. He discovered that true strength includes tenderness, that real power encompasses grace. As he embraced his full nature, his world shifted from monochrome to full spectrum. The law of attraction responds powerfully to this inner harmony. When masculine and feminine energies dance in balance within you, you naturally attract experiences that reflect this wholeness. Your outer world begins to mirror your inner integration. This sacred balance exists beyond gender, beyond form. It pulses in the heart of creation itself, in the interplay of day and night, in the rhythm of breath, in the eternal dance of giving and receiving. As you align with this natural order, you become a living expression of universal harmony. Sacred practice. Find a quiet space and play soft, flowing music. As the melody begins, allow your body to sway gently, like a tree in the wind. With each movement, sense the masculine and feminine energies within you. Let your right side embody giving energy, strong, protective, decisive. Let your left side express receiving energy, open, intuitive, yielding. As you sway, feel these energies merge and flow, creating a perfect balance in your being. Continue this gentle dance until you sense both forces moving as one, like twins in an eternal cosmic dance. Chapter 26. The Light of Detachment. In a small garden filled with morning light, Sylvia discovered a truth that transformed her understanding of love. For years, she had carried the weight of her twin flame's marriage to another as though it were a burden. Yet on this particular dawn, as sunlight filtered through dewdrops on rose petals, something within her shifted. The law of attraction responds not to our words, but to our vibration. When Sylvia began to genuinely bless her twin's relationship, instead of merely tolerating it, she experienced a profound liberation. Her heart expanded beyond the confines of possession into the vastness of pure love. This is the highest expression of spiritual love, the ability to rejoice in another's joy, even when their path diverges from our desires. Just as the sun shines equally on all beings, true love knows no boundaries of ownership or exclusivity. Your journey through this sacred connection calls you to this same expansion. When you bless the circumstances that seem to separate you from your twin flame, you align with the infinite wisdom of the universe. This blessing is not resignation, but elevation, rising above the earthly plane of attachment into the realm of unconditional love. George's story mirrors this transformation. For countless nights he battled the demons of jealousy, his thoughts poisoned by resentment toward his twin's chosen partner. Each bitter thought became a chain, binding him to suffering. Until one night, exhausted by the weight of his resistance, he surrendered. In that moment of surrender, George discovered that blessing his twins' relationship freed not only them but himself. His heart, once constricted by possession, opened like a flower to the sun. The energy that had been trapped in resistance now flowed freely as love. This release creates space for magic to unfold. When you truly bless without condition, you align with the natural flow of the universe. Your freedom lies not in controlling outcomes, but in allowing love to move through you without restriction. Sacred practice. Find a quiet moment and close your eyes. Envision a golden light emanating from your heart center. Allow this light to extend outward, embracing your twin flame, their partner, and all others connected to your situation. As this light flows, gently repeat the words, "May all align with truth." Continue until you feel the authentic peace that comes from genuine blessing. This practice dissolves the barriers between hearts and aligns all involved with their highest good. Chapter 27. The Parallel Hearts Align. In the gentle hours before dawn, Annie lay in her bed, eyes closed, but consciousness expanding. Though physical distance separated her from her twin flame, their energies danced in perfect harmony. A smile graced her lips as she felt waves of joy emanating from somewhere distant yet intimately close. Without phones or messages, she knew her twin was experiencing a moment of pure happiness. The universe speaks through vibration. When you release the need for physical proximity, you discover that connection transcends space and time. Your heart becomes an instrument tuned to the frequency of love itself, capable of sensing the subtle music of your twin's soul. This sacred attunement reveals that joy shared is joy multiplied. Annie's heart resonated with her twin's happiness not because they occupied the same space, but because they vibrated at the same frequency. Their souls remained synchronized despite life's separate paths. The law of attraction teaches that like attracts like. When you maintain your own joy, you naturally align with your twin's highest vibration. This alignment occurs not through forced connection or desperate reaching, but through the natural harmony of two souls dancing to the same cosmic rhythm. Victor discovered this truth through an unexpected channel. For years, he believed union meant sharing every moment, every breath. His awakening came when he felt inexplicable happiness while pursuing his own path. In that moment of personal fulfillment, he sensed his twin's energy more clearly than ever before. This revelation transformed his understanding. Joy did not depend on union, but thrived in parallel creation. As he nurtured his own light, the connection with his twin grew stronger, not weaker. Their separate joys became threads in a larger tapestry, weaving together in perfect design. Your twin flame connection flourishes not through attachment but through mutual resonance. When you choose joy, you contribute to the shared frequency that binds your souls. This is the deeper meaning of spiritual partnership, two flames burning brightly in their own spaces, yet lighting one sky. The ancient practice of parallel light. As dawn approaches, find a quiet space facing east. Close your eyes and envision two suns rising simultaneously, one before you, another where your twin flame resides. Feel how both lights warm your skin, how both rays illuminate the same vast sky. Breathe deeply as you witness these parallel lights ascending, understanding that though your paths may differ, your light joins in the infinite above. Let this vision remind you that separation exists only in form, never in essence. Your joy and theirs merge in the same eternal dawn. Chapter 28. The Horizon of Reunion. A gentle breeze carries whispers of ancient wisdom through the morning air as Lillian stands in her garden. The first rays of sunlight paint the horizon in hues of gold and rose, much like the warmth spreading through her heart. No longer does she yearn with desperate intensity for her twin flames' return. Instead, she has discovered a sacred truth. Peace flows naturally when you align with the universe's rhythm. The law of attraction responds not to demands, but to harmony. When you release the grip of expectation, you create space for natural alignment. Like two streams flowing toward the same ocean, parallel hearts find their way to each other through the current of divine timing. Each morning, Lillian practices what the sages of old called sovereign surrender, the art of remaining completely open while standing firmly in one's own light. She has learned that longing creates resistance, while acceptance creates flow. Her heart no longer aches with the weight of waiting. Instead, it pulses with quiet certainty that all unfolds as it should. In the valleys beyond her garden, Raymond, too, has discovered this truth. Once consumed by thoughts of reunion, he now tends to his inner garden with patient devotion. His shift from restless seeking to peaceful being creates a magnetic field of possibility. Without conscious effort, his energy naturally harmonizes with his twin flame's frequency. The universe operates through vibrational symmetry. When two hearts achieve similar frequencies of peace and self-love, they naturally draw closer, not through force or will, but through energetic law. Like tuning forks resonating across space, aligned souls create harmonious patterns in the fabric of reality. The path of parallel hearts teaches that reunion is not a destination to be reached, but a state of being to be embodied. As you nurture your own light, you naturally illuminate the bridge between souls. Your task is not to build this bridge through effort or yearning, but to recognize it already exists in the realm of pure potential. Raymond's story mirrors this understanding. Each morning, as the sun paints the sky in new colors, he stands in quiet gratitude for what is, rather than longing for what could be. This subtle shift transforms his energy from seeking to allowing, from chasing to attracting. The law of attraction responds most powerfully to this state of peaceful readiness. When you release the need for specific outcomes while maintaining unwavering faith in divine order, you enter the flow of natural manifestation. Your energy becomes like a clear channel through which the universe can orchestrate the perfect circumstances for harmony. Ancient practice. Find a place where you can witness the dawn. As the first light touches the horizon, stand with your palms open to the sky. Feel the gentle awakening of the day mirror the quiet awakening of possibility within your heart. With each breath, allow your energy to expand until you sense the vast field of potential surrounding you. Then, with quiet authority, declare, "Only love defines my horizon." Let these words ripple through your being until they become your living truth. Chapter 29. The Blessing of Completion. In the depths of an ancient valley, a woman discovered that letting go could feel like gaining wings rather than losing ground. Through her wisdom, you too shall understand that completion arrives not as an ending, but as a sacred integration of all that was, is, and shall be. When Daisy first sensed the subtle shift within her heart, she noticed something remarkable. The space once filled with yearning now sparkled with quiet reverence. Her twin flame's image no longer stirred waves of longing, but instead evoked a gentle bow of gratitude. This transformation whispers an eternal truth. When you release with love, you expand beyond measure. The universe operates through perfect cycles of completion. Just as the moon knows when to wane and the flower when to shed its petals, your soul recognizes its seasons of closure. This natural rhythm speaks to the deeper wisdom of the law of attraction. That which completes with grace creates space for new beginnings. Earl's journey mirrors this sacred understanding. His twin flames' marriage, once perceived as loss, revealed itself as a gateway to spiritual expansion. Through accepting their separate paths, he discovered that love transcends earthly unions. His heart grew large enough to hold both truth and tenderness, understanding that sometimes the greatest gift lies in blessing another's chosen path. The law of attraction teaches that energy must flow freely to maintain its pure vibration. When you cling to what was, you create resistance in what could be. But when you release with reverence, you align with the natural current of creation. This is not surrender in defeat, but expansion in wisdom. Consider how the ocean never truly loses its waves. They simply transform, returning to the vast body of water that holds all possibilities. Similarly, the love shared between twin flames never vanishes. It transforms into universal love, expanding beyond personal attachment into cosmic connection. Your journey has brought you to this sacred threshold of completion. Like Daisy and Earl, you stand at the precipice of profound understanding that true completion means integration of all lessons, all love, all growth into the eternal now. Ancient practice of sacred release. Find a quiet moment as the sun sets or rises. Take a clean sheet of paper and a pen that flows easily. Allow your heart to speak through your hands as you write a letter of completion to your twin flame soul. Pour into it all gratitude, all blessings, all wisdom gained. Acknowledge the divine dance you shared and the growth it inspired. When the letter feels complete, step outside where elements flow freely. Light a candle or find a gentle breeze. As you release this letter, whether through flames transformation or winds carrying, speak these words 3 times. I release all bonds into light. I transform all lessons into wisdom. I return all love to the infinite. Watch as your words dissolve into the universal flow, knowing that nothing truly ends. It simply returns to source, transformed by love's endless alchemy. Remember, this release is not an ending, but an alchemical transformation, turning earthly attachment into spiritual gold. Through this sacred completion, you become whole unto yourself, free to love without bounds, ready to embrace all that the universe holds in store. Chapter 30. The Eternal Pulse. Through the ancient wisdom teachings, you come to understand that completion flows as naturally as breath itself. The story of how this truth unfolds begins with a woman named Nell, who discovered the sacred rhythm of universal love beating through every moment. In the quiet of dawn, Nell sat beneath a towering oak tree, her heart finally at peace. She had spent years believing love was something to achieve, to chase, to manifest through sheer will. Yet, in this moment of perfect stillness, she felt the cosmic pulse flowing through her being, the same force that moved the stars and turned the seasons. The law of attraction reveals this profound truth. Love exists not as a destination, but as the very fabric of existence. When you cease searching for it outside yourself, you discover it has always been the essence of who you are. Like the air that fills your lungs, love permeates every particle of creation. As Nell surrendered to this knowing, she felt her connection to her twin flame transform into something vast and boundless. No longer was it contained within the narrow confines of human relationship. It had expanded into the infinite dance of universal consciousness. She understood that their souls had never truly been separate, just as waves are never truly separate from the ocean. In a distant city, a man named Melvin experienced a parallel awakening. After years of spiritual seeking, he found himself smiling at the simple truth. The love he had tried so hard to grasp had always held him. His serenity came not from achieving union, but from recognizing it had never been lost. This is the ultimate teaching of twin flame wisdom. Completion arrives not through obtaining what was missing, but through awakening to what has always been present. The journey ends where it began, in the perfect wholeness of universal love. You are invited now to embrace this sacred completion through an ancient practice passed down through generations of mystics and truth-seekers. Sacred practice, the eternal heartbeat. Find a quiet space where you can sit undisturbed. Place one hand over your heart center, close your eyes, and allow your breath to naturally slow and deepen. Feel the steady rhythm of your heartbeat beneath your palm. As you breathe, sense how your personal heartbeat exists within the vast cosmic pulse of universal love. With each inhale, receive the infinite love that surrounds you. With each exhale, merge your consciousness with the eternal dance of creation. Continue this practice for several minutes each day, allowing yourself to rest in the knowledge that love is not something to achieve. It is what you are. In this sacred communion, you complete the circle of seeking and finding, of separation and reunion. Let the rhythm of your breath match the timeless pulse of love itself. In this alignment, you discover the truth. There is nowhere to go, nothing to chase, no union to manifest. You are already home in the heart of the infinite. Conclusion. Within the ancient chambers of your heart lies a truth as old as existence itself. Love never truly ends. It simply shifts into new forms of alignment. As you stand at this sacred threshold of understanding, the mysteries that once puzzled your mind now settle into peaceful clarity. The magnetic pull that first drew you to recognize your twin flame was not meant to create dependence or yearning. Rather, it served as an invitation to discover the infinite wavelengths of love that already existed within you. Like two notes in an eternal symphony, your frequencies were designed not to merge into sameness, but to create harmony through their unique vibrations. Through the wisdom of the law of attraction, you now understand that the power of connection lies not in physical proximity, but in vibrational resonance. When you release the need to control the form of union, you allow love to flow in its most divine expression. Your twin flame relationship reveals itself as a sacred dance of energy, sometimes moving close, sometimes spiraling apart, but always pulsing with purpose and grace. The longing that once felt like an ache has transformed into reverence for the perfect orchestration of cosmic forces. You see now that each moment of separation served as a catalyst for deeper self-discovery. Each wave of emotion that passed through your heart helped attune your being to higher frequencies of consciousness. Your journey has never been about completing what was incomplete or fixing what was broken. Instead, it has guided you to recognize the wholeness that has always existed within. Your twin flame's presence in your life, whether physical or ethereal, serves as a mirror, reflecting back the magnificence of your own soul's light. As you embrace this profound alignment, you step into mastery of your own vibration. No longer do you seek to manipulate circumstances or negotiate with destiny. Instead, you rest in the knowing that divine timing moves through all things with perfect precision. Your task is not to direct the flow, but to align with it, like a leaf carried by a sacred river. The magnetic force that first awakened your heart continues to pulse through the universe, but now you understand its true nature. It exists not to create attachment, but to inspire expansion. Not to generate need, but to reveal abundance. Not to cause suffering, but to birth wisdom. In this moment of clarity, you recognize yourself as both student and teacher of love's infinite mysteries. The very energy that drew you to your twin flame now flows through you as a blessing to all of creation. Your heart beats in rhythm with the universal pulse, each moment an expression of love's unending dance. Through surrender you have found strength. Through gratitude you have discovered abundance. Through love's unbroken current, you have awakened to the truth of your own divine nature. Whether paths merge or run parallel, whether union manifests in form or remains in spirit, the essential connection remains unbroken, a sacred thread woven through the fabric of existence itself.
If you enjoyed this exclusive audiobook, I handpicked this next book which will change your life.